We don't want to fight the doggos, really.
It appears to...
Out of service. I don't have a boar that I can ride either. I don't want to fight you, doggo.
I suppose rules are rules, even if they are absurd.
Rule number one, don't
absurd.
kick the dog.
Oh,
Those rules are important to the masked people. There's nothing here.
make haste. We shall be buried in sand if we remain much longer. You don't say.
I do. And I think it's important we respect that.
Well, well. The boy is beginning to sound like a man.
Boy.
It's like there's
I'm not a
nothing
kid,
here.
you know?
Hey,
There clearly
less
is.
talking, more walking.
Less talking, more walking. We were running. I just had to stop because I didn't want to interrupt all of the things that was, I guess, talking about. Oops. Silver ore. Okay, once we're out of this bit of the desert, there was some lizards in the other bit. This the way. Oh, this is a boat. That is a boat. Which we're probably going to ride somewhere at some point. It's very easy to get lost in this desert. You might have guessed. Oh, silver ore. Turn off your computer now. Have a rest of your evening. No worries. Thank you for coming and hanging out. Hopefully you have a good weekend. If you do stream, I'll pop by and hang out. And if not, I'll catch you next week. But I do appreciate the raid again, and have a good sleep, and hopefully it goes well. And have fun shopping. Let me know what you get in the end. I don't know what I'm buying in the end. I'm just going to be trying to buy food. Just buy whatever I can get. Night night. As Darius said, night night. Bum 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 bum. Have a good sleep. Okay, right. We're gonna. You might miss the lizard. There's probably lizards. There's gonna be a lizard. There was a lizard in this bit last time. You might at least see the lizards. If not, we have to run and see the mice. The mice are a bit further away though. We can find a little lizards. Little lizards! Little lizards. Little lizard running around. There he goes. Speedy little guy. The little lizard guy. Can't really zoom in on him. Oh, he's stopping in the grass. Hopefully you get to see cute little lizard. He is a little cutie, isn't he? Just zooming around. But the rattos are in a much further away area. You don't. But you got to see him on the little clip. So you know. Just a little lizard line zooming around. Lizard territory, yes, lizard territory. And goat. And the goats. The goats are probably gonna kick me though when I try to walk past them. That goat is staring me in the face. He's like, this is my territory. You don't get to come any closer. just casually walk past the goat. No worries, have a good night, thank you. I had to show you the little lizard though, you know? Cute goats as well, yeah. Cute. The animals in it are very cute. Yeah. They're very territorial and they like to kick me. But have a good sleep. You at least got to see a cute little animal. Very important, very important. Had to show it, it was that important. Gotta show off all the cute little animals, otherwise, you know, you'll miss out. Especially if you're raided in, you gotta see them. But have a nice sleep, and hopefully you have some good dreams as well. I was tired today, so stayed at home and hid in bed. I could still hear Devola singing from somewhere though. Listening to her always makes me happy. Bum bum bum. The other lady doesn't want to come back to the village ever. She just hangs around outside. Okay, let's save after killing that boss. Because that was kind of challenging. You don't want to die. And we ran out of heals, as always. Did my veggies actually grow? Or do I need to water them? Water. Right, we're going to water our plants so that they don't all wilt like the others at the background there. Nothing went wrong. Already watered enough? Okay, that's fine. Already watered? I don't think it is, you know. It's rice. I think the rice should need watering more than anything. About this one. Doesn't need watering. I bet they're gonna dry out and die. Before we get a chance. Doesn't need watering. None of it needs watering. These are dead. It's telling me to discard them, but I don't wanna. You know, maybe they'll come back to life, Copium. Okay, we've watered some of the plants. The rice definitely doesn't need watering, huh? Chicken? Chicken? Never find the egg, though. Don't know where the egg is. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, what we got? 700 gold. Who keeps leaving all this stuff in our house? Who keeps leaving it? We don't need it. I got your melon.
Yona,
Oh, hey,
how are you feeling?
better now that I'm taking the medicine you brought.
Good.
By the way, are you gonna stay here today?
I guess.
You bet.
Really? You'll stay with me? Really?
Yeah, Yona, I'll stay.
Yay!
Now get back to bed.
Okay.
And maybe the other veg will grow. Plus, I found the melon. That was the quest. I guess the quest changed to stay in the night. I hear a voice. I squint and I see a boy standing before me. His hair is silver, his skin is pale. He stares up at me with hard, glassy eyes. Soon his lips begin to move, but no sound comes out. What is he saying? Can't hear him. I 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 can't. Tries to leave, but something about the boy holds my gaze. I watch his face, expressionless, and his lips slowly flutter. What is he trying to say? Wait, it's a phrase. I can almost make it out. It starts with an S, and there's an E. I can almost see it now. The letters begin to fall together, one after the other, faster and faster. What could the next letter be? Sex! Sealed verse! Okay. It's sealed verse. The thing I'm looking for? The key to saving my sister? I stare at the boy with renowned ferocity, trying desperately to make out his next words. Dream! Dream? What? What the hell does he mean? We're dreaming. The lips move again, faster now. I can't follow them. Damn it, I can't make it out. I want to scream. I want to tear the walls down around me, but inside I force myself to be calm. I can do this. I can do it for Yona, slowly, ever so slowly. I pass out all the letters that make up his final words. Forest of Myth. Okay. Next morning. She's gone.
Just a dream. Even in my dreams, I'm hunting sealed verses.
Oh. I guess we went downstairs to sleep. I have that melon.
Morning.
Morning, Yona.
What's wrong?
Yeah, I'm not a morning person
Are you
either.
feeling sick too?
No, I had a strange dream.
What was it about?
It's nothing. Don't worry about it.
'Cause I had a dream too.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. Me and this boy were playing a game together.
What kind of game?
Adverts. Sorry for anyone that's got
It was
adverts.
called Guess the Words. I think he made it up because I never heard of it before.
How did it work?
The boy would move his mouth, but no words would come out. Then I had to guess what he was trying to say. It was hard.
Strange how it's the same dream.
But we had to play his dumb game instead.
So what did he say?
I don't know. All I could figure out was dream and Forest of Myth. But don't worry, I'm gonna study hard so that next time I can figure out everything. We should play a game together sometime too.
Sure, Yona.
And he doesn't comment that, oh, I had the
your melon,
exact
Yona.
same dream.
Thanks.
If there's anything else you want, just let me know.
Well, since you offered, Would you mind getting
Oh,
me
I happened to
one?
pick up one of them as
A
well.
watermelon this time? Sure thing.
Good job I bought one of those as well.
Did somebody order a watermelon?
Yay! You're the best.
Anything else you need?
I probably should have bought all the fruit.
Actually, I need a pumpkin.
All right then. One pumpkin coming right up.
Yeah, I should have bought them all.
Did you find my pumpkin yet?
No, because I didn't think you would be also asking for everything. If I'd have known, I would have bought a pumpkin while I was over there, but...
Something troubling you, lad?
It's nothing. Don't worry about it. Come on, I need to go ask Popola something.
Your Yona certainly has some eccentric tastes.
She's always been that way.
Being an older brother.
I just need to see her smile. Then it's all worth it.
Wow, I didn't mean to skip your text by looking at the water. I thought you were still going to speak. Being an older brother, yeah, it's all worth it. What if I'm growing a pumpkin and I don't even know it? I'm probably grown a pumpkin already. To Popola! Medicinal herbs. Up we go. Supposed to be a fountain up here. They're hiding it. And it has chicken eggs that we need to find. I can't find them. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, boom, boom.
What's up, Popola?
Oh, hi. I just got a strange letter in the mail.
Dear Popola, I hope this letter finds you well. I'm writing in hopes of bringing to your attention a certain dream issue of concern regarding recent events in the dream in the village. I was hoping I might be dreamable to get your advice dream on the matter. Recently, there have been dream reports, dream of certain dream of dream, evil dream, empty dream, cursed dream, evil dream, words, dream, and dream, someone dream. Yes.
That is certainly one bizarre piece of writing.
Who's it from?
The mayor of a small village in the Forest of
The
Myth.
Forest of Myth,
It's
huh?
a wooded area up north.
The Forest of Myth?
They're usually a bright and cheerful group of people. Something like this is very out of character for them. I have a bad feeling about this.
I'll check it out.
Funny that we just dreamed about
you
that.
will?
Don't worry about it. I've got business there anyway.
Oh, well, all right. Thank you.
Coincidence.
The Forest of Myth is to the north, after you cross the small wooden bridge in the northern plains.
Okay, got it. Thanks. Boom, 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 boom. I guess we're leaving to the north. I wish I could meet the carne lady Indelacio told me about. I bet she really does and seems always says nice things. Okay, we need to fix whatever broke the alert. That way is north. Doggo's barking. We need to go back to the other bit at some point as well. You don't think that that could be an egg hiding? That item that's hidden right there? Medicinal herb. I'll take it. Take it. Anyone else with any extra quests? I bet there's more people with side quests as well. We need to do all these side quests eventually. Is that over the bridge? I don't think it's over the bridge to where the rats were. Completely different bridgey area. Also, the other area didn't let us ride a boar. Now we can. Coming through, sheepy. Bye-bye, shadows. Okay, it is this way where I thought it was. Hello, fellow boar.
Get out of my way! I have to save Yona!
Calm down. You cannot prevail if you are blinded with rage.
Out of my way, mountains. So people are sending me a new book about a big tree. I really hope it has a happy ending. That's nothing worse than a sad tree. Oh, this is pretty. The Forest of Myth. Well, this is obviously the Forest Kingdom then, later.
It sure is quiet here.
Such silence bodes ill. There's trouble on the way. I'm certain of it.
You know, a little optimism now and then wouldn't hurt, Vice.
Such cheek.
Yeah, this is also the curvy bit that leads into the Forest Kingdom through the mall. So the shopping mall must have been there in the future. Magic capsule. Tree? Can't get behind the tree. Hello, just chilling out here. Stop running.
Beware. Beware the words.
The words? What do you mean?
Contagious words. Those who dream.
I don't dream.
Those who dream?
Hold a moment. There is a strange new sensation in my mind.
Vyse's voice rose in a quizzical way.
It is not quizzical.
What's going on?
Am I becoming the narrator? The villager's body shuddered as he suddenly, slowly opened his eyes.
Perhaps we should start by asking this man.
Who are you?
We heard something happened to this village, so we came to see if we could help.
The mayor stared at Indelacio and Vyse.
If you can speak to me, I must have caught you in my dream.
In your dream?
The mayor explains. The past weeks, a mysterious disease called the Death Dream had spread across the Forest of Myth. Those who caught it were cursed to fall asleep and live forever within the world of their own dreams. The village mayor had determined the Death Dream was spread from person to person by spoken words, but before he could learn more, the disease took him as well. It's taking over the entire screen. Vyse stared at the mayor, his mouth twitching slightly.
Now see here. Are you saying that we have been absorbed into your dream?
It's not quite, but it's taken over the whole screen, yes.
Well, yes. I think you have.
In other words, we've caught the death dream?
Said Indelacio. Before the mayor could confirm Indelacio's suspicions, Vyse exploded with rage.
Ridiculous. Preposterous. Completely unfathomable on every conceivable level. I don't even recall falling asleep.
That's just how the death dream works.
Though polite, the mayor was clearly trying to brush aside the book's remarks.
My remarks are not to be brushed aside, fool.
The mayor twisted his mouth into an embarrassed grimace, then quickly changed the subject to who Indelacio had seen and what they had discussed since coming to the village.
Something there must have caused you to enter my dream.
Said the
A
mayor.
certain conversation, a specific word, something.
Talking to you. Indelacio and Vyse racked their brains, but could not find easy solutions. There were simply too many words to consider, too much random chatter, too many meaningless conversations.
Grimoire Vyse does not engage in meaningless conversations.
But I talk to every NPC in the game. The mere suggestion that Vyse chose his words carelessly seemed to sting his pride.
It does not seem to sting my pride, you bloated gasbag of a narrator. It has demolished it utterly.
Fantastic. Irritated, Vyse looked skyward as if searching for the answers in the
I
heavens.
was doing no such thing.
But you should look at the screen because I'm talking through the screen.
Just leave me alone already.
I can't, it's in the game plot. The anger created by the harsh words bled over Indelacio like a contagion. Which Indelacio? Wait! Said Indelacio suddenly. Did someone say contagion? Yes, I believe so. What of it? Well, the villager told us to watch out for contagious words, right? Mayor leaned forward with renewed interest, pushing a startled Vice aside in the process. He must have said something, right? Asked the mayor. Some specific combination of words? What is it? It's about dreaming, or something that dreams, or... Oh, what the hell was it? The word dream? Sheep! Cried Vice suddenly, blurting out the first thing that popped into his head. The others stared at him for a moment before slowly shaking their heads. After a few more minutes of thought, Indelacio's face suddenly lit up. I remember, he said. Those who dream. That's what he said, I'm sure of it. At this, the mayor produced a thick sheaf of papers from his pocket. He flipped through them a few times before finally nodding his approval at Indelacio. That sounds right, he said, as a stray sheet of paper fluttered to the ground. My notes also mentioned something about that. I bet it was the last thing you heard before you fell asleep. The mayor shook his head, worn pencil stub tracing lines across a lone piece of paper. For the last month I've done nothing but study this disease we call the death dream, he said. I mean, I'm the mayor, right? It's my job to protect people from whatever comes along. But I never expected a couple of outsiders to start entering people's dreams. The mayor paused, a grimace crossing his face. I should probably be taking notes or something. Vice immediately fired back. I applaud the force the village take to research the disease in your dreams, he said. But perhaps we should bend your efforts to escaping this place instead of trying to understand it. The mayor's hand tightened around the pencil, snapping off the tip. I've tried to escape. From the very first moment I realized I was locked inside my own dream, I've been looking to find a way out, but I don't think it exists. I mean, this is my dream, right? If there was an exit, I would know about it. He paused for a moment, his unfocused eyes staring at nothing. My village was beautiful, he said, to no one in particular, and it was filled with the most wonderful people you could ever hope to meet. But once this disease took hold, things changed. It's like someone took a sponge and soaked all the colour out of our lives. I just want us to be whole again. I want us to be free. And I won't stop trying till this happens. Indelacio nodded in agreement. Huh? Wait a second. I didn't nod. Look, if we can be any help, said Indelacio, just ask. Now hold on, I did not just say that. Silence, cried Vice. The grimoire looked from Indelacio to the mayor and back again, his face filling with confidence even though his book face never moved. His lips don't move. Grimoire Vice, his face always looks confident. Thank you very much, it's an unmoving book page face. Now see here, Mayor, you told us nothing can exist in this dream without you knowing of it. But yet you seem surprised to see us when you first arrived, yes? The mayor slowly raised his head, realization dawning on his face. Oh my god, he said. You're right, I had no idea you were coming. Human imagination. The human imagination is a limitless engine, said Vice. And dreams are the fuel. If you can imagine an exit, then it must be so. With your permission, we shall search it out. Thank you, said the mayor. I don't know how I can repay you. Payment is not required. We are as eager to be as you to be done with this place. The mayor suddenly felt as if he could breathe again. He'd almost forgotten what it was like. Good luck, you two, he called to the departing forms of Indelacio and Wise. We're all counting on you. Indelacio slowly faded into the misty forest. The mayor was struck by a sense of deja vu. I saw this man once before, he thought, but where? Indelacio's mood darkened as he trudged through the forest. Hours earlier, when the beauty of this place was still a new thing, he had been confident they could get in, find the exit and be home for time for dinner. But the deeper they went, the more the forest closed in around him. The mist made it difficult to see more than a foot in any direction, and moss-covered rocks seemed determined to twist his ankle. More than once he'd been forced to steady himself on the rough bark of a tree. His hands now left small trails of blood on everything he touched. Additionally, Vise was proven to be spectacularly poor travelling companion, unhindered by either terrain or physical effort. He spent most of his time urging Indelacio to pick up the pace and grumbling about their slow progress. Finally, after Vise muttered something about legless turtles being more adept at navigating the environment, Indelacio snapped. Okay, Wise, cram it for a second, would you? You don't have to walk. Indelacio leaned against a tree and tried to stretch out the knots from his back. How can this stupid forest be so big? He muttered to himself. In a moment, the words tumbled from his mouth. A cacophony of insects sprang to life. Every imaginable form of buzz, click, and hiss roared out a volume that rattled his teeth. Indelacio slapped his hands over his ears and screamed to be heard. Vise, what's going on? Indelacio could see Vise's mouth moving, which is a miracle because it never did in any cutscene. But he might as well have been shouting at a tornado. The insects screamed, the forest howled, and then, just as Indelacio's ears seemed ready to tear from his head and go running for cover, the sound diminished. Hesitantly, he removed his hand from his ear and listened to the creatures of the woods. Three! Cluck, cluck, cluck! Woman? And the insect symphony dimmed another decibel. Indelacio began to detect patterns in the sound. This isn't random, he thought. It's not just Wise noise, it's Morse code. Insects weren't calling out, they were asking a question. 1 with it is lacking. 2 with it is ideal. 3 with it is dangerous. What is it? A bird in the hands is worth 2 in the bush. 3 is dangerous. By my pages! Is this a riddle? Guess so. I mean, it feels sort of forced, but maybe it's the key to getting out of this place. Then I leave it to you to answer, but you're the wise book. 1 is lacking, 2 is ideal, 3 is dangerous. What is it? 1 with a secret is lacking, 2 is ideal. I don't know, it could also be a seesaw. 3 people on the seesaw might be a bit more dangerous. 2 is ideal, 1 is it's a seesaw. Something that's ideal for 2 people, but dangerous for 3. Oh, it's a seesaw. Wise's mouth flew open, but before he could say anything, the world suddenly shifted. Rin, rin, rah! Rin, rin, rah! I hope the Natalo Raiders are enjoying all of these birds and animal noises. Thank you, Tharia, for the lol. I don't know what's going on here. Craziness. When Indelacio came to, he was once again surrounded by the sounds of insects. Cries of insects were creating words. Words he had heard somewhere before. 1 with it is lacking, 2 with it is ideal. Why my pages? Is this a riddle? I guess so. I guess we're doing it around in circles. It was a seesaw, but it's obviously a secret. But a seesaw is also dangerous for 2. Inwardly furious that Vise left the task to him, Indelacio sighed and gave the only answer that made sense. A seesaw! Obviously, the secret also kind of made sense, but a seesaw made more sense. Secret. Right? The sound of the insects stopped as suddenly it began. Forest undergrowth parted before Indelacio like a ripping wave, opening a new path. These forest arthropods are making a road for us, said Vise. With glee. I should have known that in Vice's voice. These passing the test, Indelacio moved on now intensely. Path offered his body relief from the undergrowth, but gave an even greater cheer to his mind. As long as they were on the path, the journey had a purpose. Definitely entertaining, thank you. I guess the forest has accepted us, huh? Said Indelacio after a bit. Eyes spun around to face his companion. Do not mistake the will of the forest for some happy pet you can suddenly befriend. We have no idea where this path leads. As Weiss finished speaking, the pair turned the corner and found themselves facing a clear forest spring. Smiling, Indelacio picked up a small rock and set it skipping across the surface of the water. Good heavens, said Weiss. His surprise was understandable. Each time the rock struck on the surface of the water, a musical note sprung out. When the rock finally stopped moving and sank to the bottom of the spring, the ripples it left behind came together to form words. I enter through the window, but break no glass. When night falls, I vanish. What am I, sunlight? Absurdly easy, barked Weiss. No answer it. Indelacio grit his teeth and tried not to reach out and strangle the book that has no neck and can't be strangled. He's right after all. This one is pretty easy. I enter through the window, but break no glass. When night falls, I vanish. What am I? A bird. Birds don't enter. They smack into the window. And more often than not. A letter doesn't come through the window. That comes through the letterbox. Sunlight. Plume of water suddenly burst from the spring. Sunlight filtered through the trees and reflected off the plume, creating a shimmering rainbow that spanned the entire horizon. In all my years, said Voss safely. That was not very soft. I've never seen such a light. Perhaps I've misunderstood the intentions of this place. Hey look, cried Indelacio, awakening Weiss from his daze. The house or something over there. Glanced in the direction of the friend's extended hand. Weiss saw a small cottage nestled amongst the trees. That's weird, isn't it, Weiss? I mean, who would build a house all the way over there? Indelacio walked over and pounded on the door. After a minute of solid banging, the door cracked open and a small man peered out. His body was cloaked from neck to toe in a large black cape, while his face was obscured by mist. Began Indelacio. Before he could get any further, the cloaked man held the hand and began speaking. I have 4 legs in the morning and 2 at noon, but at night I end up with 3. What am I? Indelacio tried to ask the cloaked man who he was and what he was doing here, but he simply repeated the question. If we wish to engage this man in conversation, said Weiss, it seems we must answer his riddle. Yeah, I suppose, said Indelacio. Well, at least it's an easy one. Is it? I have 4 legs in the morning, 2 at noon, but the night with 3. What am I? A drunk man? Wakes up in the morning on 4 legs. You know, he's alright walking around at 2, but at night he's like stumbling about on 3. A man. I kind of thought, you know, maybe the 3rd leg joke. A man, a demon, an angel. I mean, a man is an answer. And I was thinking, like, you know, a drunk man, especially, you know, crawling around on 4 legs and then walking around at 2. But the 3rd leg at night? A demon, an angel? I mean, using a cane is the 3rd. Okay. Born crawling. Okay, it's the entire life of man. I get it, okay. I was just thinking a drunk man waking up, stumbling about, and, you know, the 3rd leg was the joke of his manhood. But I see where you're coming from, and well solved, well solved. You were correct before it even appeared. A man. The mist dissolved from the cloaked figure, and he spoke a single word. Correct. Well done, Faria. With that, the man flung his garment aside, revealing his true identity. Can you solve this mystery, though? You're the mayor! Cried Indelacio. I guessed the mayor. The small man slowly shook his head. I am not the mayor, you know. Now listen to my words. Long ago, I saw a version of you that was not yourself. Which one? The game version of me, or some other me? or NieR Automatomy, which is in the future. But the 1,500 years ago version of him, perhaps. Sorry, what do you mean? It will make sense in time. At present, I simply congratulate you on cracking the seal of the Death Dream. Now you must go to the person at the forest entrance. With that, the man turned up his heel and slammed the door behind him as Indelacio watched. He seeped up from the ground and enveloped the cottage, erasing it from it. When Indelacio and Vice returned to the forest entrance, they found the mayor leaning against a tree. As soon as he caught the sight of the Zero, he sprang to his feet and scrambled over to them. "Good gravy," he cried. "You made it! You actually made it back!" His left hand grasped Indelacio's and pumped it so fiercely it threatened to dislodge it from its socket. And while his right seized Vice by the cover and swung him in the air, that's a violent thing to do to a buck. "Ah, by the heavens, stop shaking me, fool! We have not even told you if we were successful or not." Obviously, he woke up. The mayor smiled broadly and shook his head. "I'm just happy you're alive. I don't think I'd ever see you again." Indelacio withdrew himself from the mayor's eager handshake, and with a slight smile he said, "When will this ever end?" "We broke the Death Dream seal," he said. "At least I think we did, but we still seem to be in this text dream." The mayor's face beamed at Indelacio, filled him in on the details. When the tale was done, the three of them lay down the forest ground and fell asleep. Indelacio cocked his head. "Okay, hang on a second, this is crazy. Why would we just lay down and go to sleep?" "Cease your endless prattle and go to sleep, fool! Fighting against the rules of this place is futility itself!" Indelacio and the mayor obediently reclined atop the grassy earth. "Have you forgotten?" continued Vice. "It is words that control the Death Dream. Words that allow us to move from place to place. No matter how unnatural they seem, the words are absolute. Therefore, if the words tell us to sleep, then sleep we shall. And once we do, the story will continue." With that, the trio found their eyes growing heavily, their breath slowing. "This is the first time," began the mayor. "This is the first time I've felt tired since I was imprisoned here." His words were cut off by a loud, long yawn, and he remembered nothing more. They might have slept for an hour or a year. When they awoke, things had a slightly more real quality about them. The mist felt thicker, the leaves greener. It was clear that they had awakened from their dream. Indelacio shook the mayor's shoulder gently. "Good news," he said. "I think we made it." "Oh wow," said the mayor in an awed voice. "We did, I'm back." He blinked once and then again, as if not quite believing the sight before him. "You two have no idea how much this means. The Death Dream was spread through our village, and I wanted to, well, I thought I could figure out how to stop it. But I guess that wasn't the case. I must have caught the disease and become trapped in my own dream." The mayor started to stand and then collapsed back to the earth. He stared at his leg as if trying to remember how they worked, then glanced at Indelacio and shrugs. Without a word, the young man reached down and picked up the mayor to his feet. "Real life may take some getting used to," said the mayor, not Indelacio, as a wry smile crossed his lips. "You shall relearn in short order, I'm sure," said Vice. "For now, you should return to your home and rest." "Oh," said the mayor, swaying unsteady on his feet. "No, I can't. Some of our villagers are still trapped in the Death Dream. I have to save them." The mayor slowly made his way to the divine tree in the center of the village and bowed his head and prayed silently. "This is a holy tree," he explained when the prayer was finished. "It's the guardian of our village's history and memories." "Superstition will only make our mission harder," muttered Vice. "We should not put our faith in the gods." The mayor shook his head. "Not the gods, the words. Legend says that the tree, our tree, is home to a powerful magic known as the Sealed Verse." Indelacio and Vice could not contain their surprise. It seemed the gold had been found in the most unexpected of places, even though they dreamed about it being here. "I say," muttered Vice, "this is certainly a stroke of luck." As the three of them said their goodbyes, Indelacio mentioned a strange man who had given them a third riddle and the mysterious words he had left with them. I once saw a version of you that was not yourself, muttered the mayor. What in the world does that mean? Lost in thought, he stared into space for a long moment. You know, he said softly, this is going to sound odd, but I have a feeling that I've seen you before, too. Indelacio tried to keep a straight face and failed, but the mayor didn't seem to notice. Deja vu, right? Anyway, I figure it's just some kind of illusion created by the Death Room. It probably doesn't mean anything. Indelacio gave the mayor a nod and a smile, but inwardly his thoughts were racing. There's something wrong about the mayor and his words. And what exactly is going on here? That riddle would prove to be the most difficult of all.
Oh, thank you so much. Now I can finally return to a normal life.
This is one of the most bizarre diseases I have ever encountered.
I know. That's why we have to help the other villagers, no matter what.
Dark execution magic. Summon magical spikes from the ground to impale enemies. I don't
For a
think
sealed verse, that didn't take much effort.
Yes, all a touch too easy if you ask me.
I don't know, it took a lot of effort on my voice.
It's almost as if someone was guiding us to this village.
I'm
Don't
using a
overthink
controller.
advice.
Also, we dreamed about coming here, you know? I don't know if I can speak to me. I'm on this box so far. Dream glows. I'm sure if I talk to him again, we won't randomly end up in a
Now
dream
I can
again.
finally return to a normal life.
This is one of the most bizarre diseases I have ever encountered.
I know. That's why we have to help the other villagers, no matter what.
He seems familiar. I'm not sure. Right. I'm gonna save after that long... long... Hello, Curly! Hello, hello. How are you? How's your day going? Hopefully it's going good. You missed all of the voice acting and weird animal noises. But hopefully you're doing good. We're now just going to explore the pretty village. Where everyone's got quests and boxes that I need to steal. Good to set some food. How are you? I'm doing good. I might be ending soon because it's getting pretty late. But hopefully the food was good.
This person must be dreaming too.
Oh no.
It would appear that way, yes.
How long could it possibly be?
Can't say I'm very excited to go back there. That dream world sort of creeps me out.
Perhaps
Dreamworld
you
was
should
just
spend less
text.
time complaining and more time getting on with the mission.
How long could it possibly be? What food did you have? Was it... I mean, obviously the food was good. The food was so good that you fell asleep.
Yeah.
I feel that. Sometimes, you know, you do fall asleep after the foods. Like, I always get really tired after some foods. And then, like, now we're falling asleep in the game as well. I breathe air scented with death and resist the urge to laugh. For I know it will sound like the words of a madman. How long have I been in this fresh hell? My box, my prison is tucked beneath the stairway in the long, unused catacombs of some infinite castle. Outside I hear the sounds of a funeral dirge that plays without end. When I was a young boy. Light has no place here. Wind is a forgotten friend. I pray for death to come. Takes me. Time passes. An eternity slips by in the single tick of a clock. Someone knocks on my prison. Anyone there? I hear an unfamiliar voice say, My saviour! I claw at the door of my cell, embedding thick splinters under my ragged nails. I scream for help, I laugh, I sob. Surely this is a product of my adult mind. Surely it cannot be true. Help me, I cry. For the love of God, help me. Impossibly, I hear the sound of a lock being torn out and falling to the floor. As the door slowly creaks open, I have just enough time to see a silver-haired boy in a floating book before the light pours inside. My eyes, accustomed to the blackness, explode with pain. Am I forced to turn away? Who are you? I ask, shaking my hands, covering my face. How have you come to this place? I am Grimvorvise. This is Indelacio. Long have we been searching for you. Now come, stand! We shall awaken from this nightmare together! The one known as Indelacio extends his hand and pulls me from the cell. Though my eyes are slow to adjust to freedom, my ears are keen as ever, and they recognize the staccato sounds of heavy rain. I never thought I'd hear that again, I whisper. When's this? When that this were not such a terrible storm, said Grimawise. Look at your feet! Force my eyes open and see water pooling around my ankles and lapping at my shins. There's so much of it! Yes, and more comes each moment we delay. If we do not make good our escape, we shall all drown in this castle, except I'm a floating book and I'll be fine. We know you are weak, but you are our only hope to survive this place. Time, that long-forgotten friend, made itself known again. I nodded my head and swore to save my rescuers, no matter the costs. Castle catacombs are a maze, twisting upon themselves like an endless entrails of a giant. Do I get gameplay? I squint down in the dim corridors and proceed north. Oh no, am I going to have to play and proceed north? It's now a text adventure. At the end of the corridor, I find a row of 20 gorgeous canopied bed resting atop a carpet of velvet, all covered in a thick layer of dust and cobwebs. Searching for the door of the next room, I come upon a shapeless mask of grey matter. It has been shoved against the side of a wall, and despite my fever, I think I see the outlines of a door just beyond. When I reach out my finger and touch a piece of the mask, it turns to dust and drifts away in the winds. Realization slowly dawns, and I fall to my knees and weep. Corpses. I face a mountain of charred and crumbled corpses. I look from it to the beds and back again until the horror dawns full upon me. Someone has piled up these bodies into a tower and set them ablaze. Whether they were alive or dead, I do not know. And sanity will not permit me to consider the proposition further. I make a sound. Whether scream or laughter, I cannot be certain. Then my mind grants me merciful blackness, and I find myself opening the door and leaving that most terrible of rooms. I squint down the corridors, and we're not going south because we went north before, so we've got to go east. I squint down the corridors, and then I proceed north. Squint down the corridors, and I guess we're going to go west. At the end of the path, a row of heavy wooden casks lie on their sides in a dark chamber. Doubtless they are filled with wine. My thirst roars to life. I cannot remember the last time my parched throat had relief. I scramble to the first cask and pull frantically on the cork. The theft of a few cups means nothing, I tell myself. The cask will be ruined by the floods regardless. Finally, the cork surrenders to my attack. The thick red liquid bursts forth from the hole. This is no wine. It is blood still warm from the body. Whether animal or something else, I cannot say. Foul liquid soon mixes with the rising floodwaters, creating a warmth that laps against my thighs. By all the gods, are the rest of these casks filled with blood as well? I lack the courage to confirm my suspicion. Digest quickly becomes fear as I turn to flee, but my weakened legs betray me, sending me toppling over the red ocean below. The smell of death is everywhere. It threatens to consume me. I must escape this hell. Crawling on all fours like an animal, holding back screams lest any foulness enter my mouth, I lurch forward through the red waters and out of the room to freedom. I squint down the corridors, proceed east, squint down the corridors, the north, the end of the path. Waters rise against my waist, exhausting me both physically and spiritually. I pray that this is the way out. Eventually, I can't stand to see the sides of the waters anymore, so I turn my eyes upwards. Imagine my surprise when I see a series of paintings hanging on the faded plastered wall. Each depicts a person in the prime of life, clad in clothing of the highest quality. The styles, however, are strange to me, leading me to believe that these people had lived long, long ago. One subject wears an outfit that particularly catches my eye. It has been constructed of thin, breezy cloth and decorated with the motif of flowers and birds, whilst encircling the figure's waist is a leather belt of the most perfect construction. It is a stunning costume, even by modern standards. I gaze at the portrait. I'm struck by a desire to touch it with my own hands. Yet as I extend a single finger to the painting, I'm gripped with an unpleasant feeling. Staring closely at the image, I see it bend and warp into the shape of another finger. Something behind the picture is pointing at me. Is it a prisoner? Fellow inmate trapped for eternity in this place? I cannot let it pass, and so I seize the portrait with both hands and throw it into the water! Wall is hollow behind the painting, and inside I can just make out a body. Whether or not it's a prisoner, there would be no rescue. The poor soul is long dead. Scraps of clothing lie on the floor around the bones. Only a small amount of fabric has survived, but it features the same delicate designs that were depicted on the portraits. I have been admiring a row of corpses, blocked from the view of portraits of each victim at their pinnacle. Enough! Shielding my eyes, I paddle forward through the water. Squint down the corridors and proceed south. Then we gotta go east. At the end of the path, I find myself in the Great Hall. Only the appearance of rain had caught it. The waterclogged red carpet squishes beneath my feet as I approach the centre of the room. Once there, I behold a beautiful dining table on which rests a china and silver in the finest construction, as well as the remains of a fantastic feast. As my eyes continue to adjust, I see many chairs surrounding the table, each holding a dinner guest. Noticing movement, I approach the chair at the table's head, but the truth of the matter dawns on me. I recoil in horror. The host of the feast is a corpse, as are all the invited guests. An army of foul, wriggling insects have made homes inside the remains. And this is the movement I saw. This one splendid feast was now nothing more than a requiem for the damned. I take a moment to steady my shaking hands, then slowly back away from the table. Desperate to lose sight of this abomination before me, my gaze lands upon chairs upon which the dead were seated. This is a mistake, for the chairs prove to be even more terrible than the feast itself. Each one is covered with a layer of spikes that run from the seats up the back and down the arms. This explains the colour of the carpet beneath my feet. I can only pray that the unfortunate diners were dead when the meal began. For if not, the simple task to envision the agonized screams that must have sprung forth from their mouths. My mind grasped frantically at the possibility these souls had committed some terrible crime for which this was their punishment, and how did they even think that sitting on these chairs was going to be comfortable? Though in truth, I suspect they had committed no crime at all. I think it's exclamation point stickers, but it might do a long talk.
You are in control of the soundboard via string sticker.
I need to say that.
I think that's more fun and more interactive than just the streamer going. You know, it's like, oh, I'm a horse. Headshot. Kill that horse. Come play with the stickers. Come have fun, and I appreciate you. Over on my stream, you're in charge of the soundboard.
You're in charge of the soundboard. No worries. That's not from being curious. That's my own fault for making it, but they're too long. I need to fix those. I never got around to it. They are far too long. But I appreciate the curiosity. That's what they're there for. But I made them too long. Far, far, far too long. Like this endless maze. No truth, I expect they'd committed no crime at all. They would be no tomorrow for these unfortunates. This was their last supper. I squint down the corridors. Oh, there's a north from here. Water has risen to my chin and now laps me greedily at my mouth and nose. Dumb bass! Shouts Indelacio. He surely desires to say more, but the rest of his insult is cut short by raising water. Grimoire Wise, wet and tattered, floats on the water's surface. It is already too late for him. This wasn't how it's supposed to end. The game over. Oh no. I may have stuck us in this maze. Okay. Well, that's typical of those sorts of games, right? Very typical of those sorts of games. It's like, to have a text adventure, you chose the wrong path. That was abrupt, yeah. That's how those old make your choice games or books when. Do you know those where you had to pick the numbers and then you made the choices and then you went to that page number and then, you know, sometimes you'd have to roll dice to fight things. It's a fighting fantasy book, except there was no fighting in that, just a lot of words. A lot of words. But yeah, it's getting pretty late and like, I'm not doing all of that talking again. Just the books. You remember those, but not in games. There's the books are in a game on Steam now, so they sell those fighting fantasy books as a game on Steam now, so you can play them without having to go to the pages, and you know it's they're abrupt at killing you just the same as that, and I'm curious as to what the other guys special thing is as well, because this guy is obviously going to have a dream as well that's going to be some sort of thing, because the first one was riddles, this one's a fighting fantasy find your way out, which I got absolutely lost in the maze. I don't choose your own adventure, something like that, yeah. And this one, I don't know what his deal's going to be, but I need to go to bed. Thank you to Natalo for the raid earlier, thank you to Tharia for hanging out, and thank you to Curly was here as well until we maybe went into that long book. I mean, you know, I wasn't expecting it to be a long old book again, but it, you know, it was. Have a good night, and I'll see you next time. And hopefully you have a good weekend. And I'll be back on Monday. Have fun, whatever you do get up to. I am too tired to remember what the plans were. You said something about the car, right? Washing the car. I can't. If I can find the thing. Wash your car! Yes, okay, no real plans. Have fun washing the car. I can sort of remember sometimes. But yeah, I'm gonna go to bed and I'll catch you next time. Bye 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 bye.